Hello YouTube, it's me Joe Schmo. I am back once more for some deck builds. I'm joined by Kool-Aid once more.
Oh yeah!
And I'm joined by my very special friend Jenks. Sorry. What are you here for, Jenks?
Well, today I'm going to be showing off my excellent Weiss Schwartz deck. It's built around the Nisemonogatari, Bakemonogatari sets, and more specifically it's the Fire Sisters, or as I prefer to call them, the Egg Sisters, because they all have small little egg pendants in their hair.
Just take it away whenever you're ready, man. You do you.
So first off, we have to mention the sleeves. These are Japanese promo Bushiroad sleeves. Very nice.
Yeah. For all those elitists out there that just want to gawk.
I'm not good at this game, but you have to at least appear that you are good. The sleeves add at least 5 years of play skill. So we're starting off with 4 of the Tea Ceremony Club Tushiki Araragi. She's just a zero drop 3000. She's just kind of a beater, you know, nothing too special, but she's got some egg in her hair, so you know, it's a fun time. We like to have fun. Moving on, we play 4 of the Love's Kimono Tushiki as well, and she is the assist that gives all of the characters in the front 500, and you could I'm going to use magic phrasing here. You could tap her to give a character 500 attack as well.
So don't worry. Every time I look at a deck profile thing, or even say with other people, we always say tap. It just is a universal term.
She's a very excellent card. And she's very strong as well, especially for when you're trying to push over to get over some of the level 3s.
You're going to have a lot of fun editing this video because you're going to need to go throw in the boom every single
For
time.
like 5 seconds.
And then we have 2 Brainstormers, and these are kind of hard to find. They're the Hajikujis from Bakemonogatari. And she's just a really good Brainstormer, pretty standard.
Bakemono, is that still in print?
Bakemono has not been in print for a long time.
Sad.
I lucked out by the skin of my teeth, and we had a box at the LGS I work for, and I purchased it, and I received exactly 2, which was how many I needed, one of which happened to be an SR. So,
And don't worry, I'll put a link in the description at the very end of the video, and I'll have a hyperlink to the website, so don't worry about the LGS, because, you know.
Definitely not a shameless plug, but kind of a shameless plug.
Exactly.
And then we have 2 of the bonds with the brushing teeth time Tushiki as well, and it's egg, obviously.
Egg, much egg.
So, you know, the whole shell of this deck is based around the egg mechanic and the Egg Sisters, with some additional support added in when applicable.
For an extra special game.
And now we're going to premiere the overall theme of the deck, which is based around the Experience mechanic. And here's the first card. It's the Hachikuji with Experience, and she returns thing, I believe, if you have level...
I think it's 4.
Is it 4? I believe
it's 4 or
as
higher.
Well. Yeah. So she's very good. We play 2 of those, and you know, she's got a cool backpack. You know, snails, not quite egg, but
To explain the experience thing, it's when you take cards to put into your level, the level of those cards adds up to your experience, for those who don't know.
And we will see that when we get towards some of the better eggs in the deck.
Excellent.
And then we have another one Brainstormer, is this the Senju Gahara from Nisemonogatari. Just because you don't really want to have too many Brainstorm effects, because the deck doesn't have a whole lot of manipulation that makes Brainstorm very viable, but it's still nice to have some. And then we come to possibly my favorite non-climax in the deck. This is the Brushing Teeth Time Karen Araragi, and we play 4 of these, obviously, because this card is insanely overpowered for a level 1. It costs nothing to play, and she has a continuing effect that says if you have 2 or more strange characters on the field, she gets plus 1000 power. And auto climax combo with a cost of just 1, where she'll get plus 3000 if Brushing Teeth Time is in your climax zone. So you can make an 8500 level 1 for essentially 1 if you have the right climax. And lack of egg, still very good.
Yeah.
Still possibly the best card in the deck besides your level 3s.
She's like, here's a wall, have fun.
Exactly. She's very strong. And then we have 4 of the Fire Sisters Tushiki again, the level 1. This is the reverser for level 1. Just a 4,500. Nothing too special, you know. Egg, little tongue hanging out. Tee-hee-hee.
Tee-hee-hee, baby.
And then we have 2 of these. This is the Kaiki. This is the one that can give backup, and I think it gives -500, or is that the other one? No, I think this is the -500. Yeah, this is the one that can kill back row supporters, give them -500. It's pretty decent. More so if you're just those annoying ones that you can't get rid of. He's very useful at adding some support to the deck. Then we just have a simple level 1 backup from Bake. It's the was it Hanakawa? Yeah, and she's just a backup that has experience as well. That makes her a little bit stronger, and gives a creature a -1 soul, which is a very unique effect you don't see a whole lot, especially for this set. So it's nice to have some diversity. And it's blue, but it doesn't matter because you're just using it as a backup.
There you go. See, look at you.
And this is supposed to be 2 of this card, but unfortunately I only have 1 at the moment, so we're using this as a replacement for the time being. This is the level 1 Kiyomi from the Bakemono starter deck. It's the only place you can get it, hence why I only have 1. Mine was lucky enough to be signed. And he basically just returns some characters from your graveyard to your deck, and you get to shuffle. So it's a nice way to kind of refresh when you're going pretty aggro. And this is supposed to be that as well. But also he has a Autobond with one of your level 1 characters. So he's not terrible, but the other Aragi is much better. Moving on to grade 2, or level 2, excuse me. We have the Experience, Tushiki again. And you know, she's okay. She's nice because it bonds with the Tushiki Phoenix, which is one of our Climaxes, and it's just a handy card to have. You don't want too many since we play 2. And then this is also another very excellent card for this deck. It's extremely overpowered. This lets you accelerate into your 3 drops fairly early in the game, which is quite strong for this deck. This auto changes into the level 3 Karen B, the Wreath Fire Karen B, which I'll show next just for safety's sake. We'll just put these up here. She turns into this, which is one of the strongest 3 drops in the deck. It's the 3 drop, 10k base, Wreath Fire Karen B.
With the glare across their face.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's just thumb up there. You go.
Okay. Well, they're you know, change.
Now I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why do you only have 4 2s?
Most of the time, what you're trying to do is use your strong level 1s and just you like to clock yourself very hard and just get through level 2, because the level 2s for this set aren't as strong as your level 3s. You know, this deck plays 10 level 3s, no 4, 8, 9. It plays 9 level 3s, which is fairly high for a lot of decks. But because this deck uses the experience mechanic very highly, something you'll end up doing a lot is when you're clocking to draw, you'll end up clocking a lot of your level 3s, just because early game they don't really do much for you, and you do want to go ahead and get to 5 in your clock as high as you can, as fast as you can, rather, so that all of your experience cards can kick into effect. This is pretty much the only level 3 besides 1 that doesn't use the experience mechanic, and that's purely supplemented by the fact that she is a very powerful card. She starts off as pretty much an 11,000 because you're always going to have 2 strange characters on the field. And she has an auto effect that you can put a card from your hand into your waiting room, and then you may untap her and then switch her position and give her plus 2,000. So it's basically a 13k, which is pretty good.
Saw someone running running the egg build, quote unquote egg build, at the Weiss tournament at AZ, and that's what he was doing. That using that board manipulation of just being able to move stuff around so cards couldn't get couldn't use clock shoot or any reverse effects on them because they get freaking huge. So I was like, well, this isn't that good, and I saw someone actually using it, and it ends up being super fucking broken.
Yeah.
So
she's very strong, and the small amount of playing that I've done with the deck, this followed by the next the level 3 Owl show has been my big finisher. And a lot of times, some decks besides like Mono Blue Titan, obviously, have some trouble beating a 13K. So she's very nice and pretty and shiny inside. So.
yeah,
Pretty shiny inside.
pretty
All
sure.
right.
Check and check.
She checks off all the box. She's very excellent, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
The next is one of the most insane cards ever. It's the level 3 Senjougahara from Bakemonogatari, and this card is very, very difficult to find. I was lucky enough that one of the guys that comes to locals had a couple he was not using and was willing to trade them to me. So let me just reread to make sure I get everything correct with her. So if your level is 6 or higher when you play her, she automatically gets plus 500. And says you can pay 1, and when this character battles a level 2 or higher, and it becomes reversed, you may pay a cost of 1. And when that happens, you get to choose one of your opponent's level 1 characters and put it into the waiting room. And it heals when it comes into play.
That's exciting.
So she's real strong. She can kill your support characters, and also healing 1 once you get to level 3 is nice because you tend to get to level 3 pretty quick, and then you kind of want to stay there and not die. So hence the 2 healers from her. And then the next level 3 we play a full 4 of. And she also has the heal mechanic on her. And her auto experience is just auto 1 core and a plus 1,000, so that's pretty nice. And she just heals and it's 9,500. So she's not terrible. It's really good. I end up clocking this one a lot, but also it's good when you get to level 3 so you can heal off some of that damage. And then the last character I play is the Immortal Estranged Tushiki, and it's 3 damage. It's pretty cool. Basically, this card can never die, hence the 3 cost. It's a little high, but don't tell the secret that she can't die because of the egg. And just a 10k. She's nothing special, but it's nice and annoying because it's really hard to deal with. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I move on to my favorite parts of the deck.
The climaxes.
The climaxes. Save that for the end, for the exciting finale. We play 4 of the Tushiki Phoenix, which is the plus 1,000 and a soul. Just climax. Nothing too special. It's there's really only like 3 climax choices when it comes to playing Fire Sisters. This being one of the optimal ones, because if you trigger it, you get to choose a creature from where you would put it back in your hand, which is pretty strong. You could recur some of your level 1s, like your very strong level 1, the toothbrush time, the Karen Araragi.
Set up them plays for days.
Gotta get the toothbrush, recur that toothbrush, and then
exactly.
And then this is just actually the best card out of any of the sets or any of the cards in my deck. It's Brushing Teeth Time. And if you haven't seen this scene from this anime, I highly suggest you watch it. It is both entertaining and creepy all at the same time.
Link in the description below.
I'm sure we could muster up a link down there somewhere.
If not, we will make the video. We will record it off of the actual episode, post it up as a separate video, and then link to that video.
And trust me when I say this, I'm not the biggest anime person in the world. I don't know a whole lot about it, but this scene is glorious. I highly recommend everyone watch it. I'm still talking about the art. Excuse me. This is the toothbrushing time. And this card is a plus 1,000 and a soul, just like the other one, except it's green. And when this triggers, you get to add a different card to your stock. So it's pretty cool. Overall, the deck's a lot of fun to play. It's not too complicated. You don't have to be an expert at Weiss to be able to play this deck to its fullest capacity. I've probably only got about 15 or 20 games under my belt, and it does pretty well against the field generally. It's kind of weak to some builds of Ship Girls, But then again, what isn't weak to some builds of Ship Girls? Let's be honest. But overall, it's a fun deck to play. You get to make some excellent puns, or some sick yolks, as you would. And thanks to Mr. Joe here for letting me show off my excellent deck.
Not a problem, sir.
saying
Anytime.
Saying that specific scene made this deck extra special for you.
Oh yes, that scene is what actually made me want to play this game. So, you know, make sure to check out the other sweet videos on Joe's channel.
Shout out. The shout out within the video.
Like, comment, and subscribe. He's a good guy.
Thank you all for coming along. I'll put a link at the end of the video to the Blue Wax website and channel. They're very nice people, very friendly. They have a great shop. They can always supply you with whatever you need. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all on the flip side.
Yeah. Life is a maze that I've been escaped. If this is a game I've already played, they asking for change and they look at me. They'll be playing my music so heavily. I've been learning the game for a minute now. They've been doing the same for a minute now.